Welcome back to the Udaripo channel, where we explore the most fascinating stories from the world of engineering and machines. Today, we're diving into a story of incredible speed, intense rivalry, and a secret pact that changed the motorcycle industry forever. A story that begins with a machine so fast, it sent shockwaves through governments around the world. This is the story of the Gentleman's Agreement and the end of the Superbike top speed war. In the late 1990s, the world of motorcycling was a battlefield. Japanese manufacturers, locked in a fierce battle for supremacy, were pushing the boundaries of what was possible on two wheels. Each year brought a new king, a machine that was faster, more powerful, and more advanced than anything that had come before it. It was a golden era of innovation, a relentless pursuit of the ultimate performance machine. The title of world's fastest production motorcycle was the most coveted prize in the industry. It started with the Kawasaki ZZR 1100, a bike that held the crown for a remarkable 6 years, dominating the early 90s with its sheer power and speed. Then, in 1996, Honda fired back with the CBR 1100 XX Super Blackbird. It was sleek, sophisticated, and, most importantly, faster. The Blackbird nudged the top speed record just a little higher, snatching the title from Kawasaki and setting a new benchmark for the Superbike class. The rivalry was escalating, and the stakes were getting higher with every new model year. This back and forth was more than just a marketing gimmick, it was a matter of national and corporate pride. Engineers worked tirelessly, spending millions on research and development, all for the glory of being the fastest. But in 1999, Suzuki unleashed a machine that would not just raise the bar, but shatter it completely. A motorcycle that would become a legend, a myth, and a source of considerable controversy. It was called the GSX 1300R, but the world would come to know it by another name, the Hayabusa. Named after the Japanese word for the peregrine falcon, the fastest animal on Earth, the Hayabusa was built for one purpose: to be the undisputed king of speed. And it was. The Hayabusa didn't just beat the Super Blackbird, it obliterated its record. Early tests showed the bike hitting astonishing speeds, easily surpassing the 300 km/h mark, or about 186 miles per hour. Some reports even clocked it as high as 312 km/h, or 194 miles per hour. This was a quantum leap. A production motorcycle, available to the public, was now capable of speeds that were once the exclusive domain of purpose-built racing machines. The Hayabusa wasn't just fast, it was an engineering marvel. Its aerodynamic bodywork, inspired by the very falcon it was named after, was meticulously sculpted in a wind tunnel to slice through the air with unparalleled efficiency. The design was polarizing, some called it beautiful, others found it strange. But no one could deny its effectiveness. Its 1,299 cubic centimeters inline-4 engine was a masterpiece of power and torque, delivering a relentless surge of acceleration that was unlike anything experienced before on a road bike. The world was in awe. But not everyone was celebrating. While enthusiasts and the press were mesmerized by the Hayabusa's performance, politicians and safety regulators were terrified. The idea of a motorcycle capable of nearly 200 miles per hour being available to the general public caused widespread alarm, particularly in Europe. Governments began to stir. There was serious talk of new legislation, of imposing import bans on high-speed motorcycles. The concern was that this top speed war was getting out of control. If Suzuki had just built a 194 miles per hour bike, what would Kawasaki or Honda build to beat it next year? 200 miles per hour? 210? Where would it end? Lawmakers feared a future where manufacturers were marketing 200-plus mph machines to young, inexperienced riders, leading to a public safety crisis. The threat of government intervention was very real. An outright ban would be catastrophic for the Japanese manufacturers, cutting them off from lucrative European markets and potentially setting a precedent for other regions, including the United States. They had pushed the envelope so far that it was about to be sealed shut by regulators. The industry had reached a critical turning point. Faced with this potential disaster, the major Japanese motorcycle brands, Suzuki, Honda, Kawasaki, and Yamaha, realized they had to act. But how could they stop this war without losing face? No single manufacturer wanted to be the first to back down. To unilaterally limit their own bikes would be seen as a sign of weakness, an admission that they couldn't compete. The solution came in the form of a quiet, unwritten understanding. A secret pact that would become known as the Gentleman's Agreement. Sometime in late 1999 or early 2000, representatives from the Big Four Japanese manufacturers met behind closed doors. There are no official minutes, no signed documents, no public announcements. Everything was handled discreetly to avoid the appearance of collusion, which could have brought its own legal troubles. The terms of the agreement were simple and elegant. From the 2000 model year onwards, all of their motorcycles would be electronically limited to a top speed of 299 km per hour, or 185.6 miles per hour. This specific number was chosen because it was just under the psychologically significant 300 km per hour barrier that had caused so much political panic. It was a way to appease the regulators without officially admitting to any wrongdoing or even acknowledging that the agreement existed. The first bike to be released under this new, unwritten rule was the 2000 Kawasaki Ninja ZX-12R. It was a machine designed with one goal in mind: to dethrone the Hayabusa. Many experts believe that in its unrestricted form, the ZX-12R was indeed faster than the Hayabusa. But when it hit the showrooms, its speedometer would famously stop climbing at 299 km per hour. The bike was still accelerating, the engine pulling hard, but the electronics would intervene, cutting the power just enough to hold it at the agreed-upon limit. Soon after, Suzuki followed suit. The 2000 model year Hayabusa also arrived with the same 299 km per hour electronic leash. The era of the top speed war was officially, if quietly, over. The gentleman's agreement was a brilliant move. It effectively calmed the political storm. The talk of import bans faded away, and the governments were satisfied that the industry had regulated itself. At the same time, it allowed the manufacturers to continue their rivalry in other areas. The war for top speed was over, but new battles began. The focus shifted to acceleration, handling, braking, and electronics. The horsepower race didn't stop, in fact, it intensified. Bikes became even more powerful, but that power was now channeled into getting to the speed limit faster, not exceeding it. We saw the rise of advanced traction control, wheelie control, and sophisticated ABS systems. The agreement held firm for years. European manufacturers like Ducati, Aprilia, and BMW were not part of the original pact, but they largely respected the 299 km per hour limit as well, understanding the political climate. For nearly a decade, the 186 miles per hour barrier became an accepted and unbreakable wall in the world of production superbikes. The story took an interesting turn in 2007 when MV Agusta, an Italian brand with a rich racing heritage, announced their F4R 312. The 312 in the name was a bold claim, a top speed of 312 km per hour. They weren't part of the agreement and saw an opportunity to claim the speed crown. However, the impact was limited. A bigger challenge to the agreement came in 2008 when Kawasaki launched the Ninja H2R, a track-only supercharged beast that was not speed limited and was claimed to be capable of over 240 miles per hour. But because it wasn't street legal, it existed outside the spirit of the gentleman's agreement, which was always about production road bikes. The agreement had effectively reshaped the motorcycle landscape. It ended a dangerous and unsustainable arms race and replaced it with a new era of competition focused on usable performance and rider safety. It was a pragmatic solution to a complex problem, born out of a mutual desire for survival and a shared understanding of the risks. The gentleman's agreement is a fascinating chapter in motorcycle history. It's a tale of how fierce rivals came together in secret to save their industry from itself. It marks the end of an era when numbers on a spec sheet were all that mattered, and the beginning of a more mature, more sophisticated age of performance. The Suzuki Hayabusa of 1999 remains a monument to that bygone era, the last unlimited king, a machine so fast it forced an entire industry to hit the brakes. What do you think? Was the gentleman's agreement a good thing for motorcycling, or did it stifle pure, unadulterated innovation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, please hit the like button and subscribe to Ude Repo for more deep dives into the machines that define our world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.